Tonight, emergency crews responded to an apartment fire on 56th Avenue this afternoon. Plus,
it'll just take a little bit of time, proving ourselves and working together.
The City of Lloydminster has found its new interim city manager, and
residential areas typically are not on the priority list.
The city weighs in on the cleanup efforts after the big snowfall over the weekend.
This is Newcap News with Nicole Stilger.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Emergency crews were called to an apartment fire earlier today after some residents in the building began to smell smoke. Located at the corner of 51st Street and 56th Avenue, it didn't take long for crews to get the fire under control.
Fire crews responded quickly and there was heavy smoke in the apartment. Fire crews managed to keep the fire contained to the room of origin, which was the kitchen.
Fire Chief Newton adds everyone was successfully evacuated from the building.
No one was injured at the time, as well as multiple pets were rescued from the apartment in question.
The incident appears to have been the result of an accidental cooking fire. Well, the City of Lloydminster has found its new interim city manager. Rick McDonald of J.R. McDonald and Associates is the city's choice after recently completing work in Olds. His background includes 16 years with the government of Alberta.
Rick comes with a broad perspective of experience from the past, serving in the provincial civil service and worked with several different municipalities and organizations outside of government as well.
McDonald says a large part of his desire to take on this role was the challenge of dealing with legislation from Alberta and Saskatchewan.
When I was contacted, that was my first thought. Yes, I'd love to go there. Yes, I would enjoy. And that's why I cleared my calendar so that I could actually do this.
The first order of business for McDonald is to focus on issues highlighted in the CUF report, including building trust between city administration and council.
It'll just take a little bit of time, proving ourselves and working together and making sure that what we do is positive on behalf of the citizens and the ratepayers. McDonald's
contract runs until October. Well, just when we thought spring was here to stay, old man winter not done with us yet. This weekend snowfall causing quite the mess on city streets. More than 30 centimeters of snow fell in the border city. By Friday at 1 p.m., plows were out dealing with the dump, but the change in temperature added to the degree of difficulty.
When it warmed up, the snow was almost liquid, so how to blade it, to load it, to deal with it, it is a huge challenge. Our team did as best as they could with the conditions they had to work with. I know that they were out sanding and scraping as best as they could.
The residential streets proving to be the biggest headache. The snow packed so high and hard, driving through it for most cars almost not an option.
Residential areas typically are not on the priority list. We do have a protocol, Highway 16, Highway 17. The hospital area gets cleared.
The city's snow removal protocol is reviewed each year with priority routes changing as the city grows. Well, year-round, large trees in Lloydminster bring a classic beauty to many residential areas in the city. But there comes a time when beauty turns into a nuisance as branches grow too long and start to encroach on streets and alleys. In this week's edition of Retrospect, Gina Martin shows us how the city has dealt with this problem.
Hold on to your branches. The City of Lloydminster has taken steps to cut down on the problem of nuisance trees infringing on public property.
We get a lot of complaints not only from the public, but we also get it from the operators of garbage trucks, and trees are maturing, and as they mature, they're encroaching on public property and they're creating a nuisance and causing some potentially dangerous situations.
Dangerous in that in some cases they are blocking the view of drivers at city intersections and in back alleys. Taves says the city is responsible for keeping some of these back lanes maintained and open, and in some cases the overhanging greenery from local lots is making that difficult.
It's getting to a point where we really have to deal with it, and it's just going to get worse.
The city says nuisance trees have always been a problem, but now they have the power to do something about it. If a property owner refuses to remove a problem plant, city crews will do it for you, and you'll find the cost of their labor appearing on your next tax bill.
It gives us a little bit more authority in order to correct some of these problems that we have especially in the older parts of the city.
The move has allowed Lloydminster's trees to remain strong and beautiful 20 years later, with the city pruning trees every so many years.
They do get encroaching out onto roadways. A lot of our trees are elm trees, and there's some restrictions on when we can and cannot trim those. In Alberta, we cannot trim them from April 1st to September 30th. In Saskatchewan, it's April 1st to August 31st.
Kayford also emphasizes the history behind the trees and how they are a staple of Lloydminster's heritage.
When we do underground work on the streets and we're changing water and sewer lines, we even change where the sewer services go so that we go around the trees.
That's all for Retrospect this week. I'm Gina Martin.
This is Newcap Sports.
With SABBA just 4 weeks away, Lance Phillips brings us part 3 of his Newcap original series documenting world-class gym owner Rene Weinkauf's journey to the provincial bodybuilding competition.
It would actually blow your mind with the amount of messages I'm getting, all kinds of people coming in the door to say, Rene, we got your back. We're proud that you've changed your life, and we're proud that you're showing everybody what you can do if you change your life. Training's been actually going really good. For some reason, this week it feels like I got a little spark going. Like I said, last week I was feeling kind of down. For some reason the diet was adjusted a little bit, the cardio was upped and everything, and I think this week my body's gotten used to everything. So I'm back at being happy and chipper, and my workouts seem to be a little more intense again. Contest prep is always, all I'm ever thinking about is what I'm gonna look like in the end. I'm always thinking about the end result, making sure that I got the drive and the focus to get the picture that I want in my head on my body. So that's what I'm nonstop thinking about, is what I want to look like, to be honest. Might sound conceited, but that's what I got to do to get on stage. I gotta picture my role models. Got to picture the people that are working hard, just like I watch on a daily basis. I got to watch what they're doing, and I got to think about what they're doing, and I got to do what they're doing to get the results that they got. This is hands down the best I've done pre-competition. This is the most positive I've felt, mentally, physically, emotionally. I am on top of it. Feeling like I'm going to win. I'm going in with the best, clearest mind I could ever want right now. That is kind of my goal, and that is the reason why I came back to this, back to bodybuilding, because anybody that knows me or anyone that's local here in Lloydminster does know that I've taken a fall, and once you've been down, you can come back up 150%. Just know that you've hit the bottom, and you know that there's only one way to go, and that's up, and you can frickin' do anything you want to do if you set your mind to it. Every little step you take just makes you feel that much more confidence that you're actually a good person again, that you have the ability to be the best person you can be, no matter how bad you've been. The change is there. Everybody's got it in them. It's just about setting a goal and dominating that goal. I'm gonna take first place. I'm gonna walk on that stage. I'm gonna own that stage. When I get on stage, everybody's gonna know right off the bat, this guy's got it. It's his show. See you later.
Well, Gerard, it'll be nothing like we saw this weekend, but you did hint at the possibility of some precipitation.
Yeah, it's around, certainly. It looks more pronounced for parts of the Lakeland region. We've seen hints of it around Lac La Biche, Bonnyville, St. Paul there. It's a 30-40% chance it might catch up with us. Best chance looks like sometime tomorrow afternoon. And there's some of it around the Edmonton International Airport. We're sitting at 0, and we really struggled to get there today, east at about 10 kilometers per hour. Look at the temperatures to the north, -4 in High Level and Uranium City, -6 out there at Clough Lake, 3 in Edmonton, quite overcast, and the International Airport did have 1 or 2 flakes around, yes, and we struggled to get to that 0. Let's see see what it is out there. Honestly, there are two systems operating, and it's a similar setup to what we saw on the weekend. One to the south of us and a warm front pushing in from the west end of the province there, basically. And you can see hints of it there. Here's another look at what's possible. Trace amounts of it through the lakeland, some of it off to the southwest of us. And then in the afternoon there, you see some of it encroaching on the weird Lloydminster where we are. So whether we see that develop or not remains to be seen. 2 in the lakelands at the moment, 5 in the Battlefords. Battlefords an area enjoying some more of the blue skies today, but certainly road conditions over the weekend at the height of all of this, Maidstone, Lashburn areas, the usual areas, quite horrendous there. We're hoping that we're out of that. -5, -4 is possible on the overnight, so the winds east and northeast anywhere from 5, 10, 15 kilometers per hour. And trace amounts, we're leaving it anywhere from 30 to 40% chance for seeing some flurry activity, which could linger into tomorrow at various points, especially for some areas off to our southwest, Camrose, Daysland, Killam areas there. Those are quite possible. Nothing really crazy, but it is out there. East and east-northeasterly winds at times, anywhere from 10, 15, 20 kilometers per hour. But we'll say we'll aim for the positive column. But honestly, as we saw today, definitely a struggle. 5 Wednesday, 9 Thursday, we're taking 30, 40% chance of some precipitation on the weekend. And that'll take us into 8 next Monday.